And welcome back to the news at noon. A certain web-slinging hero just made a little history at the box office. Our Matt Perrin has his take on Spider-Man No Way Home in this week's movie review. Take a look.
Welcome to another Monday. We had a record weekend at the box office with the release of the newest Spider-Man movie. The third biggest opening of all time is even more impressive when known that the movie hasn't even released in China yet. Just opening weekend sales make this movie the highest grossing of 2021. So is the final film in Spider-Man's Homecoming trilogy worth the hype? Let's give it a look, and I promise to give nothing away that isn't shown in the two main trailers, which will make this hard, but here's a look at Spider-Man No Way Home. Our movie begins immediately following the events of Far From Home. Peter Parker, reprised by Tom Holland, has been outed as Spider-Man by Mysterio and blamed for his death. Suddenly, he and MJ are being hounded by the press and public. Going to school is a miserable experience that he and his closest friends are only allowed brief respites from. And to make matters worse, he is brought in by a global police force for a possible indictment in Mysterio's death. Because of these implications, their futures are also put in jeopardy when colleges refuse to accept them. Peter decides to take matters into his own hands and visits Dr. Strange. He wants everyone to forget that he's Spider-Man, and despite being told not to do it, Dr. Strange obliges. However, when casting the spell, Peter keeps asking him to amend certain aspects of it, which in turn causes it to spiral out of control. The doctor manages to shut it down, but not before some visitors have shown up. Suddenly, Peter has to deal with villains from the past franchises, or as they are explained, from different universes. We see Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard all show up, and it's up to Peter, MJ, and Ned to capture them. Upon completing this daunting task, Dr. Strange is about to send them all back to their own universes, where they will of course perish once again. As the movie progresses, we see Peter cause a rift with Dr. Strange by stealing this return device so he can try and save these villains. So yeah, what could go wrong? Well, pretty much everything, and everyone is going to have to work together to save several universes. We as the audience hit all of the emotions as we sit spellbound watching everything unfold. So, what to say about this one? Well, once again, that's tough, because even though there's so much to say, we do not want any spoilers here. But it's fair to say that this is a fitting end to this trilogy. The first two were lighthearted and fun, and this one definitely delves into darker, more adult territory. Peter Parker will no longer be a high school kid, and we see the great responsibility portion of the famous saying coming into play. Don't get me wrong, this movie is a lot of fun with tons of humor, but we see from many different viewpoints that being Spider-Man is not all fun and games. It's great to see Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx again, and they all give it their all. You can see the kid actors all growing into their craft, and I have no problem saying this was one of the best movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But now we're going to diversify a little, and with the two post-credit scenes, we're getting a look at where Sony's Spider-Verse is headed, along with the direction Marvel's MCU is going. So definitely stick around for those. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, but definitely get caught up with the two previous Spider-Man franchises, and there's even a funny mention of Into the Spider-Verse as well. If you didn't think you could like the Spider-Man movies anymore, this one is going to prove you wrong. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.